it still had the visual effects that made you feel that you were in love with somebody and somebody was definitely on your heart. More than just your mind.
I know, but I like how lengthy yours was as compared to mine. You know, I don't be liking like just the short boys. You know.
Right on, right on. I appreciate you, man.
Let's see. All right, let's do this one. All right, this one is called Decisions, and it's really just a conversation I'm having within myself with another person. It's just like the family conversation you have with an individual that you're trying to, not even necessarily nervous to speak to, but you're anxious to speak to.
Okay.
Like the topic is kind of big, you know. So like with anything, you want to practice it. You want to make sure you get certain words right. You don't want to come off in certain ways. So like you may like being the size of how the conversation may go, and this is just my interpretation of how a conversation of ours could possibly.
Right on, right on.
So, am I what you desire, or just company when you're in need? I have no plans in becoming your latest casualty. Am I the spark that lights your fire, or am I just the wind that extinguishes your flames? You'll never feel the need to settle for me. I've been through a lot of shit and I'm done with buffoonery. You can either invest in me or you'll get none of me. We do have a lot of unfinished business, but again, at the end, this is all your decision. And then that's what we want to end.
See, I also have an apprehension of approaching because I'm way too
Coco, I'll send it to you later. I seen her comment.
Yeah, she said that she missed the first one. I dig it. So yeah, I be too systematic sometimes with my approach. So I look for circumstances to make sense. I look for energies to make sense. I look for a lot of things to make sense before I go ahead and just like. There are rare times that I throw myself in, you know what I mean. But oftentimes than not, I'm really like studying the entire circumstance. You know what I mean. So I dig that. Like you acknowledge, you know, like here, you know what I mean. I know you're on your own path, and I would like to get to know you. I'd like for this to go somewhere further, but at the end of the day, this is still your decision. You know what's best for you. You know what I mean.
That's what I do with Brandon. Figure shit out. Like, that's all it is for me. Is figuring it out. That's why I write so much. Is because like a lot of people be throwing me off with their decisions. And I feel the need to pin it down so I can make sense of it all.
I dig it. Wow. All right. So let's go into this one right here. So I call this one B Student, and this is pretty vulnerable as far as procrastinations. How I like slither through, I guess you could say, a lot of shits in life and whatnot. Oh, we got some snaps for you, man. Miss Miracle Lee and Akeisha, thank you so much. Thank y'all so much.
Oh, thank y'all.
And
I really appreciate that.
Miss Tyler J, what's going on, La? So, yeah, so this is just like a lot of the whole shit's coming up through schooling and just like the school of life and just not really being the overaccomplisher or even like up to my own standards and then growing through it and getting to a point where I'm finally at a place where I'm well within myself, you know? So, when Common told the world to testify for the Queen Pins, I was underachieving my A's to B's, lazy sprout. The roots of a tree, indeed, how God made me out. The seduction of comfort taking a man baby route. I leave my life an open book with the readers beware. Caution for the bookmark before you seep in the author's region. So much procrastination wasted through the time glass. Loved ones who read through the pages said name it the podcast. I gave wisdom the silent treatment to let more noise show. I slung D the cum laudes deserving 4.0s. But I achieved association with a 3A5 and marked a fresh place in this race that we made. Time.
Oh, nah, that was smooth as shit. Like,
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I thought you over here cooking.
Nah, man, we both cooking now for that shit, dog. Cause like it's a lot. Like don't get me wrong, I use lyricism to hide a lot of shit that I used to be ashamed of. Now I just stylize the shit. You know what I mean? Like even the line where I said, I gave wisdom the silent treatment to let more noise show and slung B the cum laudes deserving 4.0s. That's talking about like when I was in the last relationship that I was in and I wasn't as expressive as I could be and I was suffering from fucking erectile dysfunction for like 2 years. That's what that line is. But it's just a stylized line of just talking about some shit and putting it in a way where it's like, oh, okay, I can appreciate it. And I can, you know, I can tap into the energy of where, like, you know what I mean, where this individual is coming from, you know what I mean? I can think that. Yeah. Well, let's tap back into a relationship, though. Like, what's up? Like, well, how did that end? Like, was